So Josh, what is the title of today's stream?
Um,
Last time was Consequences.
A
decisions.
baby.
Oh, right, we're in the Mage Town.
What was that?
Decisions.
Oh.
How do you spell decisions? It's
I don't know, make a decision.
Max.
D-E-C...
Is it D-E-C?
E-S-C.
D-E-D...
D-E-C-I-S-I-O-N.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's like
It's all I needed. It's all I needed.
According
I'm really
to
glad
the
that
internet,
wasn't streamed online, but I did have that recorded.
It's D upside down E, Mark S-I-Z-H upside down
That's the
E.
phonetic spelling. Anyways, we're live.
Yes.
Perfect.
I did take it.
All right.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Yes, you do.
Yep. The last time, you all found yourselves teleported through a teleportation circle to the city of Baropolis, a city that Charles knows extremely well, having spent several years in university here. You, I believe, talked to the deans of the College of Blue Light and figured out what to do with all the refugees. They're being taken care of and, I guess, dispersed into the city, if possible. You then went shopping. And...
As one does after a crisis.
Right, yeah. I'm just trying to figure out, what you can get, what's around. I can't remember who it was that went to where, in all honesty. So,
Daniel, make
the
notes
different
for last time.
places that you guys went to. If I can get my notes of Baropolis up.
I went to the library.
Right. We
And
haven't
I found a list of people that went missing from Charles's expedition.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Let me pull this down a little bit. There we go.
Oh man, glad I made that note. Usually I'm like, oh, I'll remember. I never do.
And then we don't play for a month. Let's see. I think it was...
Josh, real quick, would you
Yeah.
import the Tressum stat block, which is the cat with wings?
Oh, that's right. What is it? Is it a...
Tressy.
I know. What type of creature? A?
Monstrosity? I'm not sure. Let me pull it up.
What? Dog? Why are you
Yep,
sad?
monstrosity.
Come here.
Imports. Okay.
And then let me be able to see it.
Yep, I'm working on it.
Hey, pup.
Let's see here. It should show up in the companions folder.
I see it.
I believe Charles and Chance went to Assault and Battery, the weapons and armor shop.
Right.
Actually, that was
Me?
Charles and Wrath. I
Wrath.
think.
And there was that-
I purchased the armor for Chance.
And that was that big
Yeah.
And I
sword.
made fun of him openly.
Chance was distracted
right.
by the fireworks that led to the other store.
Right. That led to Arcano Tech Industries, and meeting up with an individual named Arcano Dramon.
Jamon.
And I'll say, after you guys all get what you needed, wanted, you gathered together near the gates. So right around this area down here, or up here, I should say, on the second gates. at the gates to the upper ward, and you gather together. The day is, if I remember correctly, pretty late. You had just woken up midway through the day, and I guess the rest of the day is yours. You're all together, and you have a city to peruse or choices to make.
I
What would you
believe
like to do?
we were all discussing next course of action last time.
Okay.
Did we? What
We're
happened to
gonna
our
go talk to
list?
somebody.
We made a new
Yeah,
points of
that's
power.
right.
I think actually. Discord, pinned messages. Google Drive. Oh. Saving the World for Dummies. I think that's the one.
Mhm.
Yep.
You
Okay.
found that in the pinned messages?
Yeah, and the very last link is to the Google Drive with all the extra data.
Okay.
All right.
I,
So we. Oh, sorry. What were you saying?
go ahead.
Okay. Off this list, we talked about how we dealt with, well, more or less, the Winter's Hearth scenario. Dealt with Audra. Bag of holding situation for Chance has been dealt with. Did we contact Soul Thrune recently?
Not since losing the artifact, or we think we lost the artifact.
So we might need to get to that. Oh, there was a new Robo Boy, Drifter.
Or, yeah, we heard.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
just-
right. You, Chance and Castle heard about it from Arcano.
We also need to investigate any orders of dust connections that might shed more light on the Ocoria situation. Figure out what's going on in the city-states of Cliffhold. More tombs of the 5 heroes. Those are the main ones that we have. Oh, and Red Dragon, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, and then in parentheses, 4 more question marks.
So as you gather in front of the massive bleach white walls, the sounds of the river nearby and the din of the populace flood your ears. Yeah, the day is yours. The rest of the day is yours.
Did Chance communicate to me about the Robo?
I don't know. You guys just
Yeah,
got over
Chance-
there. It's all up to you guys.
Okay.
yeah,
I
Chance
assume we
was
caught
in-
each other up on what we did, basically.
Charles or Wrath, whoever, probably Wrath carried the armor. Charles wouldn't. Wrath, has the armor, and Charles like, here's your armor, Chance.
Thank you, Wrath. I thank you for getting that for me.
Oh, of course.
Oh, you're welcome.
Oh,
Are you going to pay
was
me now?
there? Would you like me to pay? Wait, which one of you bought it?
I did technically, but
No.
Would you like me to pay you back for that?
Wrath, make a deception check. With disadvantage.
Do I need to roll insight or? Okay.
you may. Oh,
I-
that's technically not bad for him.
All right, go ahead and make an insight check. Yeah.
Okay. Normal.
Yeah. No.
Jeez.
Clear as day.
Don't worry
Yeah.
about it.
Okay. Oh, was there a longsword to go with that as well?
Think so.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Probably.
I will take this. Thank you.
Mhm. Who did you guys talk to or find?
Oh,
I
yeah.
hung out in the library. Charles You might be interested in this list I found. Members of your expedition that didn't make it back,
Ooh,
and those that did, basically.
well, there wasn't many, from what I remember.
Well,
or was there?
here you go. It's all
DM.
yours.
Charles would know.
Well, I think we discussed that. How many
I thought it
people he
was
would.
a translator he took, and then 2 people from the nearby village. Or was there more than that?
Well, you were given 2,000 gold for this expedition.
So
I was assuming you would bring more packmen and help to fight if needed.
Some guys with shovels.
Yeah.
all right.
Typical Indiana Jones stuff, I'd say.
So probably a translator from the university, an anthropologist because I specialize in archaeology, some other people that I'll probably.
Okay.
But Charles would know him.
You look at the list and you recognize all the names. The only ones that seemed to return to the college were the hired muscle
From the nearby. Oh, not from the nearby village. Hired muscle
from
the town.
either from around here, from a troop. You can't. It's hard. Sometimes it's hard to decipher which one.
Huh. Don't like that.
Everybody's gone except for the muscle. Interesting.
Yeah. And in the report that he shows you, it says that the hired muscle basically reported everybody dead to bandits, except you, who disappeared into the
ruin.
The ruin, yeah.
Forest, whatever, jungle.
Yeah.
Whatever we were working with down there. Okay. So they didn't know I was dead, technically.
No, but you didn't return. And none of these, yeah.
Yeah.
It's more,
It was
these
more
are
suit.
deceased. These are the people who were missing
Yeah.
from the expedition, so.
Okay. That's interesting.
Personally,
real quick, Charles, make a either an investigation or perception check. You choose.
Didn't I just?
Isn't this where we began?
Did I not? No, I didn't. All right. Investigation or what?
Perception.
Yeah, that's gonna be investigation. Woo.
Okay. So.
Personally, I have a great investment in this drifter, but I guess we have more pressing matters. Maybe.
Yeah,
Got a lot of things to do.
Yeah, Drifter showed up. What was it, 2 or 3 years ago, and there's no lead beyond that at the moment.
I mean, I could always, ask the big guys in the sky. They probably know.
That is a
Maybe.
possibility.
You talking about me?
That's the guy. Do you know where the robot is?
No.
Oh, that's
He's
a
right
shame.
there. Right there.
Is that a castle? He's looking for me.
All right. What store did you guys find, by the way?
It was called... I'm forgetting it already. Arcane Tech Industries.
Arcane Tech. Anything
Yep.
interesting?
Oh yeah, it was definitely interesting. I actually, Chance is gonna pull out the little water thing.
Oh, the infinite water thing. Yeah.
The faucet gem. he's gonna pull that out and show the others as like first interest. So this provides fresh water from the water plane.
Josh,
That's handy.
do you mind if I roll a history check for myself?
Please do.
All right. By any
Anyway.
chance, did the chap that owned the place, was he named Arcano, by any chance?
Arcanodromet. Yes, actually.
Oh, I know that guy.
How do you know that? How
We're
do you
all
know?
Assume.
friends in college.
Ah.
He was a budding inventor, I believe. If he's made his own shop, I might want to visit him real quick.
Yeah, I might actually go back at some point because he had like calm crystals that were like very similar to the one I have from Malprague.
Oh.
I actually have a great interest in returning there as well. I'd like to get a visual description of Drifter. Can get a more accurate magical fix.
Okay. Well, me and Donko would like to see Arcano.
Do I have any money?
The other three of you, would you like to go back to the university to see if anything's popped up?
Yeah, I got money.
Or I could use some more meat.
I suppose so. At
Make sure that
some point, I would.
the survivors are being taken care of, and if there's a plan that the university or the city even has for them.
Okay.
Okay.
And then at some point, I would like to talk to Castle about the custom weapon again.
You guys can talk about it on the way back as you walk. If Castle's gonna go with
Good
you, I
point.
assume.
Does Castle want to go back to check on refugees?
Michael.
Didn't he say he wanted to stay at the university and work on
Sorry.
the forge?
Yes, I did want to stay at the university and work on
So
repairing.
he didn't even
stuff.
come with you guys, did he? Or did he?
No.
He did.
Oh, he did? Okay.
You did.
Wait,
Yeah.
I did.
Last session, yes, you did.
I went to the one store to get parts for my forge with Wrath, and then I went back to the university.
Oh,
I remember that. Because he's got to repair Risa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember going to the
Yeah.
store with him.
Alright, well, anyway.
oh,
Oh,
That probably
no,
came
no,
up
he did
because
go
of
to
what happened last
Arcano's
week, huh?
shop because Arcano asked him about Risa.
Yep.
So that did happen.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, we got a little bit like
So now
really
you're
excited
starting
at each
your
other's
downtime.
work.
Now
Okay.
Castle can walk back to the university, work on their magical forge, and start our, was it 2 days downtime?
Yeah,
Or-
it would be about. Yeah, it depends on Castle's role,
Right.
I guess, or roles.
Yeah,
Alright.
So,
Okay.
So
I have max intelligence now, though.
Nice.
So I
Nice.
guess
wisely
Sickle.
split the party.
you split the party.
Wait,
So for these next,
real quick. Before everyone go, wait, no, never mind. We already did that. Forget it. Forget it. I was talking about my amulet and the thing names I can write.
so for the next, let's just say a day for now. Castle and Wrath and Chance, you head back to the university.
I get
If
plus 13 to my origin skill, by the way.
Good. Castle, you inquire about the magical forge there, and being kind of an invited guest by the deans, you are given access. I need you to make a tinker's check. Let's do this for the first day. If you roll above a 24, you fix her in 1 day. You fix Risa in 1 day, and you don't have to take the second day
Okay, you want me to roll?
unless you want to. Yeah, go ahead and roll a tinker's check.
Jeez.
Modify like a cannon on her shoulder or something.
Okay, yeah, easy enough. You've never seen, even your forge back in Feyheim wasn't this well stocked, and
Oh, not by a long shot.
with the amount of supplies you got from Arcano, you very quickly. I mean, you work a little bit into the night, but it's not anything too crazy. Um, you get her done
Dun.
as
Sorry.
the
Couldn't help myself.
yeah no. Um, you finish fixing Risa as the sun crests above the city walls, and you activate her. You can see the optical sensors open in like that what's it called? Well, what's that pattern called?
Uh,
I didn't know there was a name for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they use for
Elliptical?
cameras.
The,
Might be.
it might be elliptical. Anyway, in that
Oh, yeah.
spiral pattern, you can see
Yeah, I
them
think elliptical.
open as she looks up at you, kind of pats your hand, sits up, and is as good as new. Um,
Oh
as
my gosh.
what's up?
She has 122 health.
Tanky.
That's a beefy steel defender.
That's what I was curious. I was like, well, I just went to go type in, like, her health came back, and it just updated her max health to 122.
All right,
Nice.
I
awesome.
was like, did Tasha's Cauldron update anything?
I don't
We've been
know.
using Tasha's this entire time, I feel. Or most
Yeah,
of
yeah.
the entire time.
Well, because Tasha's originally nerfed it because it used to be, like, your proficiency. It had to deal with double your proficiency versus, like, then they made it to according to your level. And so if they put it back to proficiency, that would make sense why she had a ton of health. But I don't think she has 122 health.
Well, we'll have to take a look at that.
Okay.
As Castle goes off to do that and start the fixes on Risa, we're gonna go back in time a little bit. Chance and Wrath, you are uh, you're up at the college. Is there anything you'd like to ask about or figure out or anything like that while you're up there?
Um,
Would like to get some
Mi-
food.
well, first, Chance will check on the refugees and inquire about whether there's a plan for them.
Yeah. You head over to the main hall, and um, the Dean Valna is there, kind of directing people and sitting down and being there with the refugees, and she sees you guys enter, approaches, and she tells you that yes, there is a plan. They do have families in the city that will take in some of the refugees until they can get on their feet. And the influx of 100 people, while is a lot of people, it's doable. And they're working with the city officials to be able um, to get things taken care of for them.
Right, that's good.
And you can see automatically or already that nearly half of the people who were originally here in the Great Hall, main hall, are already gone. They're already taken care of.
How much
Awesome.
gold is a lot for like a normal person?
1.
The
I mean-
the traditional statement is 1 gold is $100. Don't take that at its face value, but it's a mediocre
I,
generalization.
I think a living wage in at least Faerun is 5 silver pieces like a week for like
Yeah,
a peasant
here-
level living wage. So
You're not sure what it is here in Baropolis, but generally, 10 gold is a decent amount of money for a low to mid class family.
Okay. So, while
It's a
Chance is
Disneyland
talking to
trip.
officials, I would like to try to see if the officials would be willing to take some gold to help all of the families that are supporting the refugees. And I wanted to give 2 gold to like each family or each refugee to give to
How
the
much?
people who are
How much
supporting them.
gold?
2 gold to each refugee,
How
so
much?
200.
You keep cutting up.
2
2?
to
Two.
each refugee
2 to
family.
each refugee.
Each
So,
individual.
Okay.
yeah.
The
Fat stacks.
the people who are there kind of helping to officiate over all of this look at the bag that you hand them, and their eyes go wide, and they're like, well, it's just quite generous, thank you.
Oh, it's just petty change.
Uh-huh.
They look at each other like confused, and well, thank you, we'll make sure this gets dispersed.
I'm gonna start running toward dining hall, the table, yelling the whole time, meat, meat.
Just take a swan dive and just say meat, and a pile of meat
You
appears to land in it.
you get there, and you don't even get to the table before there is a buffet of smoked and cooked and barbecued meats of all kinds. You see, there's a platter of nothing but sausages, and you have a big old roast, and then you have a one of those fully cooked pigs with the apple in its mouth, and it's it's a vegetarian's nightmare.
Nice. Beautiful. Wrath is happy.
Bugbear's dream.
Oh my.
Bugbear's dream. um, Chance, anything else you want to do while you're up here?
Um, let's see. Those 2 books slash journals that I've been carrying this whole time, almost. What language were they in? That from the Githyanki?
They'd be in the Gith
I'll
language
be right
then.
Okay. Chance is gonna ask about translators.
Don't you have
Um,
Eyes of the Runekeeper?
yeah, but I haven't quite decided if it might. I guess it might be redundant, but the thought was to like translate it or have someone translate it so that more than just me could read it at any given time.
Um,
But I
yeah.
suppose that would depend on the time or money that would go into it.
Okay. Um, Dean Dean Volna, kind of you ask about translators and of ancient texts and things like that, and or texts in another language, and she nods. We have linguists that um, can translate things. Yes, most of my staff or deal in the spoken languages, but I can see that there. I know of a uh, few individuals who are good at deciphering. What language was it again? Sorry.
Um, I'm not sure of the name of it, but it's the written Githyanki language.
Hmm.
They come from the astral realm, I think it's called.
Interesting. Well, I can see if some of my people can look at it. If you're willing to part with the books for, I don't know, a day or so.
I'm sure, yeah.
Okay. she calls over an aide of some sort and grabs the books and says, take this off to uh, uh, Cerethan. Uh, they should be able to. And then she turns back to you, and they should be able to take care of that for you.
All right. Thank you.
Of course.
And then I think the next thing Chance is going to do is, well, let's see, it's late day, huh? Yeah, Chance is just going to have a meal with some of the meat if Wrath is willing to part with some of it, and then like some fruit on the side, and then after that, head back out to see if he can find the Order of the Desk.
Okay. You guys eat your meal in peace. Wrath, you continue to eat your meal in peace. You haven't eaten this well in a long time. But Chance, you head out into the city. Let's end it with you for the moment with an investigation check with advantage, please.
Okay.
Just realized the music stopped ages ago. Let me get that back up.
Oh yeah, huh? Investigation with advantage.
You can set it to loop. Just
Okay.
Typed loop.
We'll get back to you in just a second, Chance.
Okay.
Donko and Charles.
I am here. Don't worry. If it
What's the
will-
command for loop, Max? It's not working.
Really? Do
Backslash
slash,
loop.
Just do backslash, and then there should be a bunch of commands that appear, and you can kind of like arrow key through them.
Oh, so I can.
As you make your way back towards the entrance of the city,
Repeat. That's what it is.
Charles, you're walking through some of these alleyways, these streets, and memories start to flash in front of you. You look into an alley, and it looks eerily identical to how you last saw it when your friend drank so much he puked all over it and left a nasty pile of refuse. You see a house of a family that you had met while translating for Dean Valna. And as you continue through these streets as it opens up into the main square, the entrance square, you can see the massive fountain with the two figures, statuesque figures, facing it. And what used to be an old warehouse now has the purple letters Arcanotech Industries written on it.
I think Artano was definitely wizened up from our days of his little adventures, his little inventions going bad, and me having to talk us out of it. What's she always doing? We'll walk in.
You walk in, it's weird though, you get to the door and it looks like a regular like a regular double set of double wooden doors. But as you walk towards it, they very hydraulic open up.
Oh,
Not
fancy.
not open up like hinge-wise, but they disappear into the walls. And as you walk past,
This
they
is the
shut behind
future
you.
of doors right here. No more having to use handles. Brilliant.
I'm afraid it'll make children lazy, but
You enter in and you can see It is. You can only imagine what castle like. some of the
Castle had
inventions-
a million gold.
Yeah, if Castle had a million gold, or if he had all the time in the world, this kind of fusion of magic and technology. Off to the right, you see the communication devices that Chance was talking about, the flat crystalline devices that are wrapped in wire and metal. Almost imagine it like walking into an Apple store and you can see all of the phones lined up on a table, floating around the upper sections of this old warehouse. You see a very familiar, what's it called? Monorail system. You can see what looks like maybe a more updated version, but the cart that you guys rode in, the monorail system in Malprai, is going in an never-ending circle above just a smaller model of it. You can see a couple of people, one in the far back, kind of with their back turned, working on something on a table. A couple more people are browsing the communication devices, and another individual, female half-elf, it looks like. Her blonde hair tied up in a tight bun, little spectacles on, wearing kind of like almost like a white lab coat. Stands in front of a desk or behind a desk as you first walk in. Welcome to Arcane Laboratories, or not laboratories anymore. Sorry, Industries.
Do I recognize her?
You do not. No.
Okay. Hello, my name is Charles Goodman. We are here to see Arcano Dream On.
Wait, what? You hear out of the back room, not the dude who was working on something on the table. The door bursts open. You can see it slams into the wall and punctures a hole in it. You have got to be freaking kidding me, Charles!
I told you it'd take more to kill me.
He runs up, gives you a big bear hug. And he's several inches taller than you and a bit more beefy than you remember him last. You can see he's got a full, very...
And he's a human, right?
Yeah, very.
Okay.
Yeah, human. He's got a very scruffy-looking beard, or not scruffy, fluffy-looking beard that's like very well kempt and just kind of chiseled around his jawline. Black hair slicked back. Eyes are this piercing green. And as he comes out of the hug, grabs your shoulders, let me take a look at. Oh my gosh! I was not expecting to see you. Well, ever again, to be completely honest, if the reports.
Don't worry, many people thought the same. It's really quite the experience, I'll tell you that much.
I can imagine. Hey, Drifter?
No, but that's why I am here. We'll get to that.
Yes.
Oh.
You served a few of my friends earlier, those who I travel with. There's a metal man and a not big bugbear, and a cat, tabaxi.
Oh, yes. Oh man, sorry. Come on back. And he leads you into the back rooms, and you can see it goes from like a nice, pristine-looking shop front to utter chaos. There is, there are inventions everywhere, kind of helter-skelter on all sorts of tables and desks. You can see an area with a couple of big couches and that are just thrown there for the employees and whatnot. And he goes and sits down. Please have a seat. I need to hear all of your tales, all your adventures, and oh man.
You know what? What time is it right now?
It is probably nearing dinner time.
Okay, so he could be off work pretty soon.
Probably, yeah.
Like, let's
I mean, being the boss, he can go at lunch whenever he wants. you know?
let's head to that old bar we used to go to, and I'll regale you with everything that happened, bottom to top.
He what's the word? Where is my... Sorry, he runs his fingers through his beard. What, the New Forest?
Yeah, that one.
All right, cool. I haven't been there in ages. He stands up. You guys head back out, and he throws a set of keys to the half-elf woman. All right, why don't you lock up for me? Thanks. And before even getting an answer, he walks out. You guys head over there, and the familiar small. It's a small. It's more of a dining, like a restaurant, than a bar. But you head on in and get seated in a table, kind of in the back. And, well, sorry, my brain just went completely dead. You guys order your food, get it,
Yeah.
and
And then Charles will just start without even touching his food, and he probably doesn't touch it for a solid half
The
hour.
probably now well rehearsed tale regaling.
Okay, like, so, Donko, you've heard Charles regale our tale multiple times with a dire need. And in this time, though,
True.
he is relaxed, and he is embellishing at times. He is basically, like, he's making light of a bunch of things that he wouldn't before, like, oh yes, and then we got kidnapped, that was really fun.
wow, all right.
Yeah, and, like, just starting with the teleport, yeah, you know the drill.
Yeah, he's halfway through some sort of like a meatball sandwich, and it's partway to his mouth. His mouth is slack jawed, and just holy crap! I thought I had it rough trying to pay rent.
Yeah, it's
One
been...
could say we've been through the ringer.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
yeah, really. Jeez. Well,
The only reason
I
I'm
guess-
alive is because of those friends you met and this guy over here.
yeah, I can tell. That's a lot to unpack.
Yeah, I probably told you a lot of things that are supposed to be, well, not any of it's really secret. But, I kind of look around, see if anybody's been listening. Has it been, like, packed? Or I guess if it's smaller, maybe not.
It's a hole in the wall place that you guys found years ago, and yes, the food is really good, but not a whole lot of people know about it, and those who
Okay.
do know just kind of keep to themselves as they're in there. And
Okay.
I'd say no, nobody's really been spying on you.
Yep. And so,
Man,
and that's how we ended up here. Finally. The continent's not looking very good, but,
so all of Winter's Hearth?
yeah.
Gone. Kablooey.
We saved the last 100 or so survivors.
Dang it. I was in line to start up another shop over there.
Well, when we defeat the extraterrestrial threat, maybe you will.
I'll have to completely rebuild at that point, and I ain't forking out the funds for that.
Yes.
But you'd be on the front line of shops. I don't.
That's
Money is
true.
confusing.
You know, once this whole thing is over, maybe you could not just design a monorail system, but design an entire city from the ground up. Now that
Ooh.
sounds like a lucrative contract.
Tech
You
City.
you see his face go from concerned to, oh. And he he grabs one of like the napkins, pulls out a pencil or a pen or something, and starts sketching something real quick. He's like, oh, what if I do? Okay, cool.
Oh no, I've seen this before. Before you get too off in your own world.
Sorry,
Um. So,
You-
Drifter.
quickly,
I just have a.
real quick before you
Mhm.
go on Drifter, you look down and he's already sketched out pretty much an entire city layout with
Oh, that's very fast.
detailed notes on different things, and he like folds the napkin away in his pocket, and all right, sorry, yeah, Drifter, weird dude.
Mm.
Honestly, it's not that I haven't met up with any of the automaton warforged, whatever you want to call yourselves, but yeah, no, he was a weird one.
Well, I need to find him, weird or not. And it seems you're quite the artist. Could you do a little sketch for me of what he looked like, perhaps?
Sure, yeah, he looks around and you see that.
Oh, I have stuff. Let me just. Oh, sorry.
You see that the mirror behind the bar?
Mm.
Go look in it real quick.
Oh, he had like the whole Chaosy Rock thing going on.
Yeah.
Oh, not that.
Not
Interesting development.
Not the glowing rock that you have, but the orb is in the orb, or the sphere was in the middle.
Okay. He's one of those classics. Still, I need I pull out just like a quill and some paper. I need an exact. I'm going to use. I pull out a scry orb. This bauble. I haven't used it yet, but I should be able to find him if I know exactly what he looks like.
Okay, I think I can. Need start sketching things out. Let me do a. Oops.
So he's just old Donko, but stone
As
Or
one
metal.
second.
or metal. No. Donko Classic Edition.
Vanilla Donko.
Yeah.
I love the
Vanilla
Wind Waker
cherry
music,
Donko.
by the way.
Say what?
I love the Wind Waker music.
Oh, right. It's very fitting.
Perfect.
Um,
Before finish what you were looking up. Sorry.
Yeah,
I don't
no.
want to distract you.
He sketches it out, and it's a rough approximation. He's not the best actual artist. He's more of a
Engineer brain.
yeah, he's definitely
Gotcha.
an engineer brain. But it's okay. It's not terrible, and it might work for Scry.
Okay. I can probably fill in the details if he just looks like the rest of us. So,
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
any notable things though, like gear that he's using, tools, clothing?
He wasn't
Or
equipped
is he
with
just-
anything interesting.
Oh, if I remember
No
correctly,
weapon?
he came in, was asking for. What was it? It was. I think he was just asking for scrap metal.
Mm.
Paid a decent amount, and no, he did. He did request an arcane battery, along with everything, but that was it.
Interesting. What's an arcane battery used for usually? I don't. I'm more
Powering
magic.
things. Yeah, so it uses the kind of siphons just a tiny bit off the ley lines to power something. It more conducts the power into a specific point instead of a release. Although if one of those blow up, it is quite the release. So yeah.
Good to know. Making a note. Have Castle make ley line bombs. Anyway.
Wait,
I'm out of bombs, so it's later. Okay. Well, I need to, Charles. If you don't mind, I'll let you guys catch up, and I'm gonna go use this orb thing. New orb. New orb.
Okay. Perfect. Sounds good.
Mhm. I'm gonna mosey off and orb.
where are you
Some
gonna
vanilla
orb?
cherry wine, please.
The
Sounds
the
awful.
bartender gives you a thumbs up and starts preparing some drinks, and
It's magically enhanced. They make it taste good. It works.
It works.
I do remember that one. That one was quite fun. Oh man.
Best of party favors.
So, as Charles recounts the rest of the story, to clarify on the bomb thing, just so that he doesn't think that Donko is a terrorist, he'll go into a little bit more detail as to what happened with the original skull bombs.
Oh, that's an interesting use of.
Yeah, it was certainly an idea, and
Necromancy.
it did work. I mean, the way Donko views life and death, it's beyond me. But he's very into recycling, I guess is the way he calls it. It's a little strange, but when you get giant bombs that are able to take out bridges of enemy camps, you don't complain.
Yeah, you you pick your friends. Well, honestly, you pick your friends wisely. It seems.
It's borderline luck that I was able to find them. Out in the middle of nowhere in that logging town.
I've never been that side of the Janaea Mountains, but I have had some dealings over in the Empire. And even up in Cliffhold every once in a while. Don't have a shop up there, but
Cliffhold's
What?
the one that's been gone to war, right?
they're at war now?
Yeah. They declared
hasn't made
war
that
against. What was that?
That news hasn't made it down here.
Hmm. Yeah, they have apparently declared war against the rest of that side of the Janaea
Janaea, yeah.
Janaea Mountains, I believe. What's the other continent that they declared war on, or country?
The Foreign Empire.
The Foreign Empire.
Right.
Yeah, they declared war on the Foreign Empire, and we don't know if it's tied to the whole Githyanki situation, but
Well,
we
timing.
assume it is.
I was gonna say the timing of that is too on point to not
Yeah.
be,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Do you know if so you said that they like teleported their armies in or something like that?
I don't know how they're transporting them, but it must be some sort of planar shifting, planar transporting, because I mean, how do you make deals with Yugoloths if you don't go there in the first place?
Yeah. I don't know what a Yugoloth is, but okay.
It's a type of fiend. Think devils or demons, but more neutral.
Fair point. Interesting. Yeah, I can't imagine that scale of power. That would be something though, to watch it go. And of course that amount of power, where do you get it from and how do you collect it? But then at the same time, if you do collect it, it has to be very, very slow.
If they were in the astral plane, would the power have to be in the astral plane or on this side of the planar travel? Would it have to be here?
Yeah, batteries couldn't. No, it would have to be over there. Yeah.
Huh.
So
let's say
Wait.
hypothetically, and I'll cast Minor Illusion on the table, and basically print out a 3D print out a layout of the base.
yeah,
Where exactly would you place this generator?
If this was part of a base you designed,
Well, here's the thing. It would be a one-way trip.
Hmm.
It's
They
that
did-
much energy.
They did. I'll go into a little bit more detail as to how exactly they kidnapped us through the bags of holding, and then how we got back, which was like, I'll describe that entire scene with the book and the pages and the pointing and everything.
Yeah, that's a one-way thing. Without the right materials, without the right power source on this side, that would be a beast to try and do here on Inaria. Sounds like they have some sort of artifact there. Oh, what the heck?
I would
That
ask
really-
him about also the orb that we faintly saw under Winter's Hearth, and if he knows anything about that. No, okay.
He doesn't know. But he keeps going back to this concept of it's a one-way trip. At one point he goes, well, if it's a one-way trip, those armies, that army or whatever, however many they have out there, that's they wouldn't be able to take them back. They'd have to move those troops like normal troops.
Hmm.
So the surprise aspect of that invasion is done. If everything works out the way I imagine it in my brain, with all of the... Can't have that much power and not destroy an entire continent on this planet.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's what we're afraid of.
Like, I've never heard of a power source that big to be able to teleport or transport thousands of people, thousands of creatures.
Do you know, have you heard of anything, legends or otherwise, that could have that amount of power? Charles will even dig into his if I can.
Go ahead,
Would
go
he
ahead
be
and make
considered
a
helping?
history check with advantage. Yep.
That's gonna be a solid 25.
Woohoo.
Solid 25. As you guys start to discuss and bounce ideas back and forth, I will answer your question in just 1 second and help my daughter get down
Right after these messages.
right after these messages. Give me just a few minutes, guys.
It gives me time to figure out how I'm going to scry and divinate for so for scry I don't have to do anything specific. He just has to make a wisdom save.
Yeah.
The modifier will be secondhand, so +5. But I have a likeness, so -2, so 13, DC 13. Is that how it works?
Sure.
DC 135. You can do this.
Interesting. So the scry thing that they do in Critical Role, where like you can't see anything but the target, isn't part of the default rule of the item or the spell. That's a homebrew thing. It's literally just an eyeball that's invisible that lets you see anything within 10 feet of the target.
Alright.
Nice. And then divination. I have divination materials. That's good. Single question concerning a specific goal, event, or activity occurs in 7 days. The DM offers a truthful reply. The plan must be a short phrase, cryptic rhyme, or omen. Spell didn't take into account possible circumstances. Blah 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 blah. Okay. Hmm. If I ask where he is now, that wouldn't say where he's going to be. Could ask where he's going to be in 7 days. That gives me 7 days to find him. Can I make it more specific? What? Where on a map? Show me a map, magic deity. No, hold on. Okay. Any thoughts on wording, phrasing?
I was kind of thinking, like, it would probably be easiest if you said what city.
But what if he's not in a city? What if he's in the mountains? So if I say,
What
can
is the
you
nearest
name the
landmark?
location? And I could use other spells to find him? Maybe, yeah. If I do scry first, it'll give me distinctly whether he's in like a city or another environment.
Sort of, yeah. You'll be able to kind of like see his general environment.
Yeah.
Like, not
Okay.
any details, obviously, but like, is he in a mountain? Is he in a city?
And then I can say what mountain or what city. Yeah, that'll work. Do I have any other spells for finding? I have locate creatures, so once we're closer, I can use that to find him within 1,000 feet.
What's interesting
it's
now with this combo that Chance and I have now, we can
Mhm.
teleport basically as much as we want every hour
Can you teleport to specific locations?
with planar shift. Yeah, plane shift.
Oh, so we could just go straight to him.
I mean,
if we
like,
know exactly where he's
Plane
at.
shift just says you specify target destination in general terms, and you appear
should get us
near
at
that
least
destination.
Within 1,000 feet of him, minimum.
I wouldn't say 1,000, because like what, a mile is 5,000 something feet.
Yeah.
But like, if we go into the city and you have it up and we start walking around,
I'll probably bird up.
oh, that would be the smartest way. Yeah,
Yeah. Big eagle.
it'll be faster.
I also have a Cave of Teleportation or Tree Strider.
True. Oh,
And Tree Strider, you can really travel
tree
between
stride,
from
I
this.
have to
No, that's
see the tree.
You're talking about transport via plants.
Yeah. I have to know the tree. Or at least have seen it.
Yeah. Tree
And it has to be
Strider
big
allows
enough.
me to essentially tree hop for a minute between trees 5,000 feet apart, I think.
I don't think
Yeah,
it's
so that's
5,000.
short. That's short range, and then transport via plant will let you go anywhere on any part of the planet,
As long as you've seen and know the tree.
or not even on the same plane of existence. So if it's a tree on another planet,
Oh,
yeah, as long as it's not in the astral plane or something.
Darn astral trees.
Okay, anything else?
Oh, within 500 feet. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gain the ability to enter a tree and move from inside it to inside another tree of the same kind within 500 feet. Both trees must be living and at least of the same size as you. You must use 5 feet of movement to enter a tree. You instantly know the location of all other trees at the same kind within 500 feet, and as part of the move used to enter the tree, can either pass into one of those trees or step out of the tree you're in. You appear in a spot of your choice within 5 feet of the destination tree using another 5 feet of movement. If you have no movement left, you appear within 5 feet of the tree you entered.
Let's see.
You can use this transportation ability once per round for the duration. You must end each turn outside the tree.
Yeah.
So 1 minute, that means 10 turns. So literally, you can
You
jump
go a
10
mile
trees.
if there's a mile of trees.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, what? That's so expensive.
What?
No, you can go 2 miles.
What's so expensive?
So Druid Grove,
Oh.
that spell I wanted to use, you have to cast it every day for a whole year for it to take a permanent effect. That means I need, however long a year is, 300 whatever, in this planet,
Oh yeah, you can go
of
2 miles.
mistletoe.
No, I think it's supposed to be consumed on the final casting, isn't it?
No, it says you have to cast the spell every day for a year because it's an individual spell that has like what is it? Doesn't say exactly how long it lasts. Oh, the spell lasts until dispelled at that point. Either way, unrelated to what we're doing right now.
By the way, Brian, that's totally
Yes.
fine. Totally fine. You're all good.
Private
Your message you sent to me
messages.
earlier.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Okay, sorry about that.
No worries.
Okay.
Akano, come back to me. You're zoning.
Sorry. As
Equations
you
flying in
think-
front of his eyes.
as you think on something that has that much power, you never read of anything like that. The only thing that you've seen would be that book. And yeah, nothing else really rings a bell towards something that could potentially deal that amount of damage.
Does he know
At least
anything
not-
about the GIF at all, by the way?
Arcana?
Okay.
He like, if I've heard of them, but their race and whatnot, but I haven't. Not really my area of expertise.
Alright.
Anyway, so as you guys continue to catch up, and I'll give you a brief rundown of what Arcana's been doing. After moving to Baropolis with his family, he kind of dropped out of school for the most part, and started up his company. Then started selling his inventions to governments and like city officials and things like that, and has really gotten quite a name for himself. And he lists off these places where his inventions are. He mentions Mount Pry,
Which
with
I told
the,
him about, and I mentioned the monorail
Yeah.
system to him.
He also mentions what's it called? Where's my notes on that? He mentions he actually has some. He has a shop in Elysia City. He doesn't have a shop in Malpry, but he has the technology there. And then he has 2 recent shops. One in Arcarnayan, which is the capital of the Foreign Empire.
How do you spell
And
that?
Arkar space Nyan.
Nyan.
And another one called Salth Nua. SALTH space NEWAH.
Got it. Okay.
and he said he was trying to get another shop opened up in what's that place called? It's right here. Sorry, one sec. In the port city of Ongai. AUNG space AYE.
Space what?
AYE.
Ong I,
Ongai, yep.
which is
It's a port city, the farthest north in the empire, the foreign empire.
and how do you spell foreign again? Is it Foryn?
No, PHORYN.
Foreign Empire. Which one was the capital of the foreign empire?
Arcarnian.
Perfect.
While you're sitting together, he pulls out one of his communication devices and starts tapping some things on it, or pushing some glowing lights on the crystal itself. And he goes, well, I guess I only have 2 other shops now. You're
What happened?
found out another city that your Yankee buddies have attacked and destroyed.
Oh.
Oh boy.
Which city?
South Noir. South Noir was
Which is-
just. It's on the
Southern end?
eastern
Eastern?
side of the
Huh.
empire.
So between Winter's Hearth and South Nua, how much space does that? How much distance is that?
From what you recall,
I
looking at
guess
the map,
for a hypothetical army to march.
right? That would be March it. A couple of months.
That doesn't make any sense then. Either they've split their army, or they have a way of transporting themselves very quickly.
I was thinking is there's more than one army.
Wrath, when did you get...
Wow.
He's just standing behind you at the table.
Kind of limping in. Meat sweats.
Wrath, you show up at the place. You were looking for a good bar, and a few people directed you over to this one, and lo and behold, your buddy's in there. Charles is in there.
Carl, can you
You've
heal
just been
me?
listening.
My tummy.
He's just been listening, and he just says out of nowhere, I feel like there'd be more armies. Wrath, how long have you been standing there?
I don't know. 40 minutes. How long have you been sitting there?
I'm not going to say that.
You see, Arcano just kind of looks up at this giant bugbear who's now looming over them.
This
Hi.
is Wrath. I've told you much about him. He's been with me since the very beginning, along with Castle.
Yes.
Oh, hello.
Hi, Arcano. Good to meet you.
Two.
You might want to pull over a chair because I don't think these booths will fit you.
Okay.
That darn stealth proficiency. I love that idea of just Wrath like being able to like sneak up on people and just be Anyway. Now that Wrath's here. Yeah.
I mean, it would make sense for there to be multiple armies. I mean, they'd probably want to knock out.
The thing is, they have to have an end game, and we feel like it has to do with wherever the pearl is, or the egg, the Githyanki egg is.
Which egg?
The Githyanki egg. I told you a little bit about it. It's a basketball shaped basketball.
Right.
Bigger than a chicken, smaller than a dragon.
What's a basket equivalent in D&D? A vase ball. No, not vases.
Vase, vase.
I keep thinking of underwater basket weaving, but there's another word for it, I feel. Like, what do you call a basket?
Call it ring ball.
A ring
Throwing
ball.
it through a ring. Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, you said they keep saying their goal is to wipe out the planet?
Yes, the whole planet.
Good luck on them.
They've apparently done it a ton of times, supposedly. Don't know how. Quote, they raise the planet. Burn it, purify it, whatever they call it, until there's no life left.
Well, it could be almost a war of attrition for a while, or maybe they just need to get a place so they can bring something through, bring something
That's
over.
what I'm thinking. I feel like they're building, like they're distracting. They're like, they have to do something big and noticeable, so they have to clear a space, perhaps a whole continent, to accomplish that.
They need to activate the Mass Effect relay.
Yeah.
Halo ring.
Like, basically, they just need to do something really noticeable, and to make it so that people don't stop them when they're doing the noticeable thing, they have to clear out an area, make sure no one will come in to stop them, and then they do the ritual or procedure or whatever. That takes a while and perhaps is vulnerable at some point, and then eventually, big boom, they're gone. Plant life's gone. Something like that. That's what I assume, at least. But then again, I don't know enough, and I don't know where I could figure out what they're doing.
Something just crossed my mind. I don't know the layout of Korea very well when it comes to the arcane ley lines. But I do know that our planet, our world, at one point siphoned the power off another world.
Yes. I remember reading about that. Very major historical event.
That destroyed Onun. But what happened to the other planet? With the other world? My only thought is if they have uncontested access to those ley lines, what could they do to Unaria?
Charles will cast Sending real quick. Let me check in with my good old sage friend Donko. And he'll cast Sending at Donko real quick and say, "Hey Donko, are you semi-familiar with the ley line layout of Okoria as a sage?"
Actually, yes, I have a book on it that Josh gave me.
Oh my gosh! It's all coming together.
It's all coming together. Where is it?
Almost like Josh has a plan.
What?
Almost.
No way. I don't believe that.
Can't relate.
The party makes the
How about
plans. The
$5?
DM only does whatever.
Time unending. Catch you people. I know it's in here. Where is it? Is it Time Unending? Was that the one? No, I had somewhere in here. There's just a description. I feel like some items are missing. I had a book that just said a book about like the magic weave. I think it was given to me by our vampire friend way back when.
Yep, Trask.
Oh, did I give it to someone?
I don't know. Did you?
Does
I mean,
Chance
if you read
have
it,
it?
you basically have it memorized.
I haven't memorized yet, but I think Chance might have it, or I gave somebody in our party a couple of books. Either way, yeah, I've read it. Can I reply to this message?
Yes, it's sending, and I can
Oh.
cast it as many times as I want, so there's no limit.
Yes. Yes, I do. Should I come back, or should you come to me?
You can just explain it to me right here, as I'm looking on the coin, reading his responses.
Yeah.
It's a bit complicated. I think I need like a board and like a marker and like.
We're gonna put a pin on that for now.
If only
I'll
we
come
knew
back
where
to
a
you.
college would be, where they'd have a big conference hall, not conference hall, a big what's what I'm looking
Hall?
for?
Lecture hall?
Lecture hall, yeah, where I'd have like access to a big board.
If only. I'll drop the amulet and be like, alright. I have a friend. My good friend Donko is probably going to have some information on that. That might be the whole linchpin in this thing.
I mean, it makes sense. Korea is the smallest, area-wise, the smallest continent,
Landmass.
and most of the western side of it is uninhabited. If I remember correctly, it's been a while.
It's
It's been a while since my geography.
uninhabited, we'll say.
Well, you mean you? I guess there is yeah.
There's
Northwest.
my good friend Wrath's family inhabits most of it. Apparently, that's actually a big point in our 5-step plan to stop the world from ending. Is enlist the army of a large bugbear barbarian and fighter force.
They are very
I-
friendly.
An
I'm
elite
sure
tactical
they are,
team.
Wrath, just as friendly as you have been to us.
You and your plans, Charles.
Yeah, no. I've gotten us out of how many scrapes when we were younger? I can take the world. It's fine.
We're gods.
Well, just
Has
don't get.
Arcano commented or noticed the Archmage, the Magi staff of the Magi that I have?
Oh, he's noted it. Hasn't commented no.
Okay, got it.
Because you did describe getting it in the story, I'd assume.
I mean that would probably be a pretty big point in how I got that, and how I had to win a bargain with a space dragon.
Dormammu.
Exactly like Doctor Strange. The ending, the resolution of Doctor Strange. That's how he described it.
So as you guys continue to discuss things and get to know each other and whatnot, I'm gonna switch back to Donko real quick.
Okay.
Great time.
Donko, where do you
Mhm.
go to scry?
I assume we've been given rooms or a place to stay at least in the college.
Not specifically. No, you've only. I mean, you guys slept the night
I'm
in
sure-
the mansion, the Mordenkainen's mansion.
Oh, right.
There are
right.
probably study halls that you could just walk into.
Yeah, I'd find an empty. I probably would have gone back to the library, but as I was probably still walking when Charles contacted me, I'd find a study hall.
Okay.
In preparation.
You sit down. You sketch out the runes. You hold up your orb. And with the understanding of who you're trying to scry on, you cast the spell. Let me look at something real quick.
I need
He'll
names
need-
for my Tresson while he's looking things up. What do you name a winged cat?
What color is it? That's the
I
important
grabbed
bit.
a picture of it here. I'll throw it in the Discord. The placeholder name right now is Terry, but
I mean, it's not bad. Oh, Snowball?
Bartholomew.
Bartholomew? That's pretty good. That's probably good.
Bartholomew Goodman.
Hmm.
What is your spell save DC?
For this, I believe Scry has its own modifiers.
No, it doesn't.
Did I just crash? Yeah, Scry, it adds modifiers based on what I know. So since I have second hand, it adds +5 to the modifier for the save. But because I have a likeness, it's -2. So a total of +3
For him.
for
Okay.
him. So my spell save DC is 17.
So it'd be -3, bring it to
-3?
Okay. He needs to roll.
14 or higher, supposedly.
On a wisdom save.
Well, that's plus his wisdom.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he needs to roll. You said it's 17, right?
Normally 17, yeah.
He needs to roll a 7 or higher.
Okay. That's a lot of wisdom.
How many times can you cast it?
I don't think I can cast it on someone after it fails. Let me see.
Not for 24 hours, no.
Yeah. I have to wait a whole day. What do you get?
He got an 18.
Yeah.
So you cast the spell. Your vision is immediately pulled into your scrying orb and shot up into the sky. You can see the general layout of the ground beneath you, the mountains. You can see the small little ravine that Baropolis is built in. Your vision turns in a full 360 before returning to your body.
Shame.
The sense of not a failed attempt, because the individual is there and is alive, but a failed attempt in the sense that at the moment they don't want to be found. Or at least their spirit doesn't want to be found. Subconsciously.
Oh, that didn't work. Next best thing. Ask a god. I'm going to divination. Let's see how many I have left. I think I just bought a bunch. Divination materials, I have 10, so I'm going to consume 1.
Okay.
And what I'm going to specifically ask is, what is the nearest city or town to the creature known as Drifter? With a visual image of what I think he looks like.
You ask a single question concerning a specific goal, event, or activity to occur within 7 days.
I can't ask about locations.
You can ask where he's going to be. That's an event. Where will he
That'll-
arrive?
Yeah, okay. In 7 days, where will the creature known as Drifter be nearest
Arrive.
or arrive in?
One second here. You ask a question, you cast the spell. The materials are consumed in blue flame. And almost like someone is standing directly behind you and putting their mouth close to your ear.
Here, yeah.
You hear a whisper.
Spooky.
What was your question? Or remind me what the question was specifically. Sorry.
Where will a creature known as Drifter arrive within the next 7 days?
The whisper. Zayan.
What was that?
The whisper said Zaya Nyan.
Zayan.
Zeya space Nyan.
Anti-typing. Okay, one more time. Z-A.
Zeya.
E-Y-A.
Nyan.
Nyan.
Oh, wait, that's one of the ones that you mentioned earlier. Right?
Nope.
Not to me, but...
No, this one wasn't.
Oh, just same...
No,
same-
Nyan
ending?
was the
Okay.
capital of the Foreign Empire.
So he might be in the Foreign Empire, perhaps? Hmm.
Well,
Okay.
if that's where Zayan is.
Interesting. Okay. Upon that, I'm gonna immediately... I probably haven't studied much of geography outside of... what's that continent? I'm sorry. The one we started on.
Akoria.
You just said it.
Akoria.
Akoria, yeah. So I'll need to find... want to head to the library and find some geography.
Unless it's
try to
in
find-
Akoria, but
Yeah.
I mean, the Foreign Empire is in Okoria.
Oh,
but is
okay.
it in the Foreign Empire? Would he know that?
You don't know specifically that it's in the Foreign Empire.
Okay.
So you go and you do a little bit of research. I'll say it spends. It takes you half an hour at tops to find it. There is a map of Okoria that you can find, and it's easy enough. Zayan is smack dab in the middle, just south of Arcarnayan.
Gesture to the librarian. Can I take this for like an hour or so? Maybe 2?
We have copies of maps
take-
if you need it.
Yes, please. In fact, if you have a copy of all the major continents, I'll just take all the maps if you have copies that I can have.
It is a college.
We can do that, yes.
Tight. So should I put
costs
my
you-
inventory all the maps? Or
I'll say, just put in your inventory world map,
okay.
and when needed, I can show you.
Cool.
It'll cost you 5 gold for
Easy.
all that,
Done.
but you walk out with the map.
I'm gonna animal messenger to Charles. If he and the others wouldn't mind gathering at lecture hall B or whatever that I'm in.
Professor
And then
Donko
I'm
is
going
be
to-
giving a presentation.
And then I'm going to send one. I don't know Wrath is there, so actually I'm going to send an animal messenger to each person. As far as I know, everyone's separated.
2 birds assault Charles and Wrath.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hey,
You got
listen.
These two little sparrows that come in and just kind of flutter around you before landing on your food or your plate, whatever, if you haven't eaten and whatnot. And at the same time, they open their mouths.
I would actually find it hilarious if they were out of sync and it was 2 Donko voices just overlapping
Yeah,
on
yeah,
each
yeah.
other. Hello.
Castle, you get a message from Donko in the shape of a little squirrel that comes in, kind of shies away from the heat of the forge, and crawls up and displays the message of, "Hey, can you meet me in such and such place?" And at that point, we're going to cut over to Chance, who has been searching for
The Order of the Dusk.
the Order of the Dusk in this area. And with a 23, you manage to find them. There's a there's a what's it called? One of those water wheels, like a
Watermill?
Yeah, watermill. Thank you. And emblazoned in gold filigree, you see several runes up above the door, and the dead center one is the symbol for the order. You walk in, and there are people, taking large casks of what's it called, of grain and different things to get them milled into flour. And one of the individuals, kind of a shorter human gentleman, runs over. "Hey, you looking for work? Let's go. What can we do for you?"
Chance is gonna hold up his Order of the Dusk coin and
I gotcha. Downstairs. You guys are all downstairs. And he leads you over to a like a nice staircase that goes down into what looks like a set of cubicles and a couple of offices in this kind of bigger room. One of the people out front, a dwarven lady, looks up from her desk. "Oh, new transfer or just visiting?" Sorry, Mr.
for Chance Darkening Thicket.
or Chance Darkening Thicket. That was
Just call me
mouthful.
Chance.
Chance it is. Thank you.
I'm visiting, and I am wondering what information you guys might have about the war fronts and how the war got started with the neighbors.
Right, yeah. Well, as far as our intelligence gathered, we don't know why they declared war, but they just started sending soldiers into the southern passes and didn't let up. And so I'm like one of the only ones here today. There's like 3 of us here. Most of us are down there with the king on order of our patron.
Okay. Interesting.
I don't know why. They just did. At random.
So it was the neighbor that started sending more soldiers then.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They very nearly sacked Port Crimond.
Or what again?
Crimond? Sorry, I don't know where you're from, but it's the most southern city in the Dreadeth Kingdom.
Okay, thanks. I actually happen to be from the Jaredal Peninsula, actually.
Well, that's quite a ways away.
It's been a crazy recent adventures.
Sounds cool. I would love to get out of an office, to be completely honest with you. But
Order the
Oh, yeah.
dusk, but they're office workers. Just cubicles. I love it.
Well, someone has to do the paperwork.
It's
So,
true. Someone's got to do it.
apologies.
all right, so that's kind of what we got going on now.
Okay.
If you'd like to help in the front lines, I'm sure the king wouldn't mind having a few extra hands.
Yeah, it is possible that my friends and I will be visiting. Thank you for letting me know. Do you happen to have any tasks or anything that may need to be done while I'm around?
She kind of rifles through some papers and pulls out a small index card. Yeah, there's a newish group here in Baropolis. Showed up maybe the last 2 weeks. Causing a bit of trouble. Calling themselves the Elementalists or something like that.
Ah,
And they haven't done anything too terrible, just have been out harassing people with what just looks like straight up elemental magic. So if you've come across them or happen to deal with any of them, just keep an eye out and report back if anything weird, or if anything bad happens, or if you catch them in the act of something. We'll alert the guard.
I will do that. Side note, if I remember correctly, there were actually some elementalist group in the island of Malprai as well.
Weird.
I will remember to keep an eye out for them.
Of course. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Much appreciated. We're again kind of short-staffed, so while you're in town, any little help, any little details or trinkets, here. And she reaches in and grabs one of those crystals. Find anything? Do you know how to use one of these?
Yeah, I still have them from Malprai as well.
Oh, awesome. And she hands it to you. Just send a communication over my way, and I'll send things down the right path as if needed.
Okay.
pretty soon we're gonna need a bag of holding just for our communication crystals.
It helps that they're only like 2 inches, 3 inches by.
yeah.
They're small. All right, well, I gotta get back to things. So it was nice to meet you. Chance, right?
Yes, Chance. And your name?
Oh, sorry, Druga.
Juga. Okay. Nice to meet you too. Good luck with your work.
Yeah, thanks. Whatever you're here for, good luck for you too.
Thank you. And Chance is gonna head back out.
You all, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
You all gather.
Did Chance get the message as well?
I think at this point, Chance would have walked out to a pigeon flapping in his face and speaking in Donko's voice.
Well, until it started speaking in Donko's voice, Chance almost would have clipped a wing off or something at the surprise.
He turns into animals. No uncommon. Granted, it was a surprise.
Okay. But alright, Chance will head over that way.
Okay.
Um,
Real quick, Josh, can I have I think you posted it before, but I can't find it. just the basic overview of the map, of the world map,
Yeah. We can do that.
just the continents. And is the weave in this story a net mesh style, or is it like a tendrily chaotic weave?
You would know it as a net.
Okay.
It's always been described
Cross
that way.
points at notable locations. Okay.
It's always been described to you that way. Okay. I want you.
You already have like laid out where hotspots, known like weave hotspots are for certain major locations, or
Not on a map, no.
okay.
There you go. Those are the two kind of
Okay.
more relevant ones. All right,
Perfect.
so you all gathered. Charles, do you take Arcana with you, or
If he wants to come.
he's down to hang out?
Yeah.
Honestly,
Heck yeah. Help me save the world, man.
sure.
NPC party member.
He's got a family though. Is he married? I don't think he is.
You don't know.
Does he have a ring?
That hasn't come up in the.
Did he have girlfriends when we were in college?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
I'd probably ask him about that at some point.
He as you guys are walking towards campus, he's like, "Yeah,
How do I work with Christine, that one elf girl?
yeah, no, she left me for. Do you remember Chad?
Chad?
As you continue, you finally get to the lecture hall.
One quick question: which continent are we on right now? Are we on Onun,
No, you're on Paroya.
Paroya? And
So that little almost like a ball on the north eastern
This?
tip of Paroya.
this right here.
Oh, sorry, you're streaming.
Yeah,
Yes,
big
that.
circle. Okay.
Yeah.
Where are we? Like right here, or
Up a little
more
bit.
like right here?
Middle. Here, let me just do that. This would be on one of those maps too. Come on. There you
Okay, we are in
go. Veropolis.
Propolis. Okay, got it.
Anyway, you guys head to that lecture hall. You gather, it's a fairly large room with kind of boards on one side, chalkboards, kind of laid out in the way you would imagine a lecture hall, with the seats inclining up, looking down into a lecture pit, if you will. And Donko has laid out all these maps on one of the tables.
Bunch of red string and thumbtacks.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
Real quick on the weave, is it more like big like that, or is it really fine, like really small lines
Big.
that cross it? Big. Okay.
Yeah.
So, is it like I assume it passes through the island there, right? As one of the main.
The island is known to be one
Okay, which would mean that
3 points.
is Feyheim on that same ley line? Would you say?
Yes, actually.
Okay.
Oh
Is that
my
a cross
goodness.
point? Like so?
Both of those are cross points, yes.
Okay, that gives me a scale that I can work with. Oop.
There are 2 other cross points
Mm-hmm.
on Okoria, which will help with that scale.
Okay.
Serene Lake, which is north of Feyheim.
Okay. Wait, so is it right here, like that?
Just about, yeah.
Okay. So
Much
More like-
smaller.
more like so.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just
Okay.
focus on Ikoria for now. You don't have to.
Yeah,
travel.
yeah. Main, more of just for Professor Donko's explanation of the weave.
And the other one is Arcarnian.
Arcanian. That's here in.
On the eastern side, yeah.
Okay.
Is Winter's Hearth?
So like, it looks like
'Cause
Winter's
looks
Hearth
like
isn't on it.
It's close, but it maybe not on it. Potentially, I don't know. And obviously,
What you-
ley lines are rough estimations in general.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Generally, they're more like. Wait, that's not a marker. Wee. Woo.
Mhm.
Okay, now that everyone's here, basically, Charles, to answer your earlier question, up on the whiteboard, I have like a very crappily sketched map of the world. Ley line is a big mesh that covers everything, like this, and this, and everywhere it touches each other, like a cross point, is where there's lots of magic, and it's just like much stronger, basically. We've been to is the city we're in right now, Waypoint Cross. It looks like it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
We've
where
been
they
to
get all the
several. Just comes out of the ley line.
food.
We've been to several major ley line points already, but most notably Feyheim, the Mount Pry, and where we are right now. That might come up later. I have located.
I would say Arcano chimes in at that point. I honestly didn't know that Baropolis was on a way line. Cool.
Yeah,
Cool.
might be able to tap into that with your batteries or something. I don't know how they work still.
Be an inherently bad idea. But maybe.
Maybe. Anyway, I've also located where Drifter might be, which you said was like over here somewhere? Or no, Foreign Empire's down here, right?
Well, Foreign Empire is the entire eastern side of Okoria.
Oh, this whole section is Foreign
Yep.
Empire?
All the
Okay.
way up to the tip on the top there.
And the city in question
Is dead center, basically.
Dead center. Okay. Boop. So later, eventually, when we're in the Foreign Empire, in the next 7 days, I need to go there. For that. Any news on the war front, or anyone pick anything up?
I did find the Order of the Dusk here in Baropolis, and apparently they have a lot of agents down there on the front lines with the king.
Interesting.
So what started the war was that the neighbor, what's the neighbor's name?
Gosh, I have to dig through my notes. Sorry.
Anyway, the neighbor just started pouring troops into the southern passes down there without letting up.
Unprompted. Sounds a lot like what's happening in
Seemingly.
Okoria. External political influence. Fantastic.
Oh, and they nearly sacked Port's diamonds.
Which is, did you say that was a North Port?
So,
Or South? Okay.
Southernmost city
So
in the
down-
kingdom.
yeah,
Down
right.
here? Okay.
The kingdom to the directly south of the Vrenith Kingdom is the Wowvile.
The WoW vial.
And these guys are down here,
Give or take,
basically. Okay.
yeah.
And you said that one of the cities was destroyed in the Foreign Empire.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
South Noir.
Josh, remember everything all the time.
Yeah, South Noir was
South?
destroyed.
Is that here?
South Noir? No, South Noir was on just go east of Arcarnayan
Like here-ish?
on the coast. Yeah.
Coast. Okay. Okay. And then, boop. Cross point.
This really is just red string and thumbtacks.
Yeah, my whole plan. Now, what does it all mean?
Are you going to answer
So-
that question? Or?
So what how exactly do the ley lines tie into this again?
I don't know, but everywhere that we have been, where there's been major incidents, the ley lines cross. I'm thinking this is a. I don't know how accurate this might be, but I'm thinking that there might be a hero's grave on each ley line point. Maybe. It's
Wait a
hard to
second.
say.
Hold up a minute.
Because we have one here, right? There's one here. Where was the
Well-
other grave that we found?
There was not one in Feyheim.
That
Say
we
again?
knew of.
There was not one in Feyheim that you guys found.
Wasn't that or was that
It was
below?
in
That's Misthaven. Still general area, right there. And
Yeah.
then one here. And then we found a third, which was in
We didn't find a third, did we?
Castle's dungeon. Where was that?
It wasn't. Castle made the dungeon for his teleporting friend in Malpry.
Yes.
So this was the lizard grave over here.
Yeah.
Yes.
This was
That's a really respectful way of saying that, but.
this was
Dromar.
Dormar. I could have sworn we went to a third dungeon that didn't have anything in it.
Nope.
So we still have 3 dungeons to find. We don't know where to start. You guys have teleport circles for places you don't know where they go, right?
I have one teleport circle where I don't know where it goes.
Okay.
The other one goes here, we learned.
Okay. So
I know
this don't know they learn.
one of mine went to Winter's Hearth, the other went to that
Jeez.
port in Jaredal Peninsula. Learwick.
Could there
Here we
be
up here,
a
right?
grave in this city?
That was my initial thought. It is a major lay point, major city. There was, I believe, a mage amongst the heroes, right? Where's my list of heroes? Document on the 5 heroes. Here we go. So we found Dramar. We have remaining Tau the Mystic, Mirrel, Gravekeeper, and the Warden, which is just Castle Suite. We only have the 2 that we need to find. Merrill and Tau. Tau was a Goliath. Huh?
Muriel. Sorry.
Muriel, yeah. And Muriel was an elf. I say just one of the things that we do while we're here is investigate possibly one of their influence here. If they are, then that would at least kind of confirm my theory. It could be
Castle would
completely
the one
wrong.
to ask. Since we know this now, and if Castle's have potentially been here, I can try to do a little deep dive into his mind again. Try to go
That's-
mental bungee jumping.
That's a good idea.
Good idea.
What else? What am I missing? I think these were all the major points I wanted to mark on the map. Do you guys know of any
Hey,
specific spots?
you know, I think Learwick might have been mentioned in one of the Githyanki journals that I had taken.
Learwick? What's that?
Oh, it's a port city in the Jaredal Peninsula that one of my teleportation circles goes to.
Is it on either of these points?
Well, I mean,
The eastern end of the peninsula, more or less.
Okay, so it could be.
Somewhere in that area where there's a ley line.
So that might be something. We'll figure that out later.
Right. Plus, I have
That is on the spot.
Plus, I have a letter to deliver to my father at some point.
True. Yes.
Can you go back
Can
up
we
to the peninsula?
potentially
have like 100 different options if we're just finding land where we have crosses.
Oh, that'd be too many to check. But anywhere where there's it seems important
Landmark.
hubs and landmarks, with the exception of Dramar. But he seemed kind of like a countryman, maybe. I don't know. I didn't meet him.
I think the
Well, we
Battle
should
of the
definitely
Five
check
Heroes happened at Feyheim.
That would explain why
He's a
he's
good
there.
friend of mine.
Yeah, I think we deep dive into Castle's memory about this place, see what we find.
I can do that now, by the way, Arcano. Finally figure out all your combinations and secrets to your safe.
Nice.
Secrets and combinations.
I don't even know most of them.
Dang it.
And then I think, do we want to talk with the king? The local war, it could connect, but I think we have bigger things to do. But that's just my take. What do you guys think?
I don't think that if the Order of the Dusk is ordered by their patron to fight in this, I think it's gotta be for some good reason.
Okay, then
So-
Chance, can you contact your patron, or how does that? I don't really understand how warlocks do
It
their
usually works as a warlock. It usually works the other way around.
thing.
Although
Of course,
will
I
say-
do have. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, Chance, you have reached out and gotten a response before.
Hmm. Suppose. What exactly would we want to ask my patron? Like, if we want to go to the front
What's-
lines and talk to the king?
Yeah, is this our business, or should we do something different?
Okay.
So we got that. We're gonna dive into Castle's brain. Maybe go find Donko 3. Yeah, Max, go for it.
Ah.
I don't really. I mean, the other Donkos might tie into something here, but I don't know.
Donko's Brotherhood.
Order of the Donkos.
The Order of the Donkos.
But at the very least, I need to find him and reestablish contact with Waylon for a bit. Maybe we could figure something out as a group. But that's like low on the priority list. We got like 10 different things to do.
I think we should first try to get Castle to remember.
Yeah, that's
Let's try
definitely
that
a
right
number
now.
one. We can do that now.
Alright, Castle, get over here. Where's that coin?
Oh,
I
There it is.
suppose.
Risa, don't
Yeah.
let them do anything funny.
Oh, and the Elementalists. We need to figure out what they want.
Oh,
two major
Chance did
locations.
communicate that
Yeah.
as well. So.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Um,
Chances can.
Real quick, Castle Risa looks over at you and nods, and then like gets in between Castle and everybody else, puts up her fists, and just like is like ready to throw down if anybody tries anything.
Plus, basically, Chances can use prestidigitation to. Wait, that has a range, right?
Yeah.
Okay, he's just gonna make a random. Use that to make a random squiggle mark on Risa's forehead, and then take it away after a few seconds.
She doesn't notice. She's like looking in between each of you guys, or at least everybody but Charles.
I'm not going to make a single joke while I do this, Risa. Don't you worry.
Okay. While you
She,
guys
like, very-
do that,
Very seriously gives you a nod.
Alright,
Alright.
so,
Chance is
um,
gonna try and contact his patron while you guys are doing that.
can I get some magical help, Donko? Some guidance, perhaps?
Ah, yes, I have that very spell, Guidance. Boop.
Alright.
Unless you'd rather enhance ability. I don't know if that helps.
We'll do guidance.
All right. Castle and Charles. Real quick, could I get different music, not as upbeat?
I was trying to find some, but Ryan, I think you could think of better ones off the fly. Oh, you know what?
Let's see, going to his brain. Let's do mysterious.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah. From Divinity. Classic.
Oh, I've got it.
Love this music going around the island.
The Lady, the Mage, and the Knight.
For when we want something more mysterious.
True. True.
Okay.
What specifically were you having Castle think about?
This place. If he's been here, or if he knows of it.
I'm
if
gonna
there's
I'm gonna tell him to focus on this place and his mystic friend.
How? Okay.
My mystic.
Because like one of the 5 heroes was a mystic, and I'm assuming he had much knowledge. And this is a college town,
But-
so
This college also does necromancy, and Muriel the Gravekeeper. Probably not related. I think Tao's the right choice.
Castle, you start thinking of...
maybe a combination of both of those friends.
Okay. You start thinking of what you know about Tao the Mystic and Muriel Gravekeeper. Both supposedly allies and friends, though your memory is lacking of specific times with each of them. Charles, you cast the spell, and then you dig deeper. I need whichever of you, whether it's the one trying to remember or the one digging in the memories, to make a history check. And if one would like to help the other, it would be with advantage.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Plus guidance.
Plus guidance.
I literally took a feat to take expertise in history, and man, am I getting my mileage out of that. No! I mean, it's okay.
Plus a d4.
Oh, that's true.
Show me 4.
8.
Have to.
18. That's pretty good.
8. In regards to this section of the world, you both, in Castle's mind's eye, see Tao, the tall, gangly Goliath, draped in robes that are probably too big for his frame to make him look bigger. You see the book he wields, his spell book. Large tome draped in black and gold leather and filigree. He stands atop a cliff. No. Your vision zooms out a little bit more, and you see him standing atop a chunk of rock. No, it's a city floating in the sky.
Didn't we see that?
Did we?
I feel like we saw that.
You see this city traveling way, way up high, higher than you would even imagine human beings could go. You can see the Charles, you recognize the Palam Mountains below the snow-topped peaks of the Elysian Peaks. Not many other details. Do you see this Goliath mage hold up his tome, and these crystals on each side of the city glow brightly as he seems to be steering and directing this entire city. Then you catch a flash. There's a glimpse of a beautiful elven woman. Long golden hair that fades into black. She's wearing a breastplate with a cloak and a cape fluttering down her back. In her hands, she holds a gleaming flower as she kneels above a corpse. Can't tell who the corpse is or what's going on there, but it flashes. And the body rises, stands up, and starts walking away. There are mountains behind this individual in the distance, but not the Palan Peaks, not the familiar sight of the mountains you now are actually in. This view is familiar, although far less
Take
true.
note of my entire side of the battle. Yeah, it's too hard. Also, I tried to let's do that earlier, but
The Janaea Mountains in the background. From what you gather could be the direction of Theheim, Misthaven. You don't see Mount Morwold anywhere. But then there's another flash. And you see volcanic landscape. Lava or magma, whatever it's called when it's not in the earth, flows in large rivers. And a cave entrance, brimming with stalagmites and stalactites that make it look like the maw of some beast. In Castle, there is a flash of pain, indescribable, something ripping, tearing. You take 13 points of psychic
Oh.
damage.
Oh.
Big ouch.
And you are
Wait,
both,
I do?
you do. And you are both shunted from this memory scape.
Hey.
Ow. Gosh, that leaves me with such a migraine when I do that.
13 points.
Do you have like a mental firewall or something?
Is this before we go to bed, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Josh, did we see a flying city? I don't remember when,
I will
but I feel like that
describe
was something that popped
basically
up.
what we saw. Did the flying city look like a city we knew?
No.
Frick.
No,
I will
you
describe a flying city and what it looked like and see if Arcano has heard of it.
he kind of looks confused and awed at this. You actually doing magic.
Yeah.
And he goes, sorry, I'm not a history buff. I don't know.
Okay, I had to
I mean-
have something. Ugh.
Can Charles and I put our heads together and think about the books we've read?
Sure, you guys can both make history checks separately.
All right,
Separately? Ah, bummer.
I'll do that.
All right. History.
Gosh, dang it.
Show
Dice do not like you tonight.
27. So a total of 13, not much higher.
Okay.
Do you have any flash of geniuses remaining?
Oh yeah, I guess he does, doesn't he? But I mean, I don't know if I'd.
Michael,
Wait, I have a flash of genius.
you want to boost one of our checks?
Probably Donkers.
Wait, what? Oh, you're doing an intelligence check?
History. Oh yeah, intelligence.
Yeah, I'm gonna flash Donko. +5 to that.
Oh, it's
Okay.
+5 now.
Nice.
Yeah,
Jeez.
because it's
Okay.
intelligence, and I can do it 5 times a day now.
That's pretty good.
So with an 18, there is a brief recollection, Donko.
Hmm.
There was something in. It could have been Trask's library that you read. There were cities that soared through the skies. Details, though, elude you.
Plus,
say
I
we-
assume if it moves, kind of hard to pin down a location.
we get some rest. It's probably later in the evening. Get some rest and talk about some of the deans who might know more than us here.
Perhaps.
So let's
But
just
we have
get through the night.
locations. We have some info.
Chance,
All right.
as this was all going down, how do you reach out?
Chances he's gonna take it like a typical sitting position with meditation, and mentally he's going to call out to the voice and ask, is it important for us to go to the war lines and talk to the king of this kingdom, or do we need to focus somewhere else first?
With barely a half a second passing after the final words leave your lips, or your thoughts, however you were doing it, not a voice, a feeling enters into your chest, your heart. It's hard to describe, but the idea that is portrayed is it's hard. It's either patience or weight or something like that. That kind of emotion. And that's the only response you get, you know.
Interesting.
Well, let's
Well,
get some rest.
I
only need 6 hours.
yeah,
So
get some rest. We need to be patient about something.
Okay. You guys all find some rooms, find some lodging. Arcano, as he's about to leave, he goes, Charles, have you been in contact with your father recently? I mean, since you've been back?
No, unfortunately. I haven't had the time to pen a letter to them since everything.
Right. Yeah, of course, of course. I'm just wondering because I know I'm good friends with a couple of the professors up here, and um, you remember how when you were coming here, he was his funding helped quite a lot.
Oh yes, indeed.
How apparently a couple of months ago, I was going to tell you earlier, I'm sorry, he pulled all funding from the university.
What?
And no one here in Baropolis, even I have kept in contact with your sister. She hasn't heard from him in a couple of months. Sorry, I was gonna say something earlier. I got caught up in all of Donko's stuff with the
Right,
weave.
yes. Thank you for that. That's very important.
So, um, yeah, I thought I'd let you know about that.
Okay. Arcano, you get a good night's rest.
You too, and hey, do not leave town without saying goodbye.
I will not. Rest
And
assured.
yeah, sounds like you guys might be needing to head over to the Foreign Empire. I might be able to help out with a little bit with that, if needed. You know.
Keep in mind, is there anything you need while we're here for another day? Castle's going to be working feverishly.
oh yes. Oh yes. Yes, indeed.
I can't really think of anything off the top of my head, but I'll reach out if I do.
Okay. Perfect. Then we go to bed. If everyone agrees.
Arcano heads off. You all find rest for the evening. Castle.
Yes.
You don't dream, but in now somewhat of a familiar aspect of your rest, memories start to flash. Memories of the five the 5 heroes, the 5 of your old, or the 4 of your old friends plus yourself, you see each of them lounging around a campfire, laughing. Tau, the mystic, the Goliath with the tattoos on his shaved head, pointing at Dramar, the large human, almost as big, tall as Tau, but still bear in size, bear-sized individual. There's another flash, and you see Dramar's body pierced with what looks like 100 arrows,
Oh,
lying in the middle of a field. There's a flash to Kiltu, your lizard folk friend, hugging her husband or her mate. Before walking away towards a final battle. A familiar feeling of dread and anticipation pervades your mind. And your entire night's rest is filled with those memories.
oh man. Okay. Do I take any more psychic damage?
No more psychic damage.
2 points of
Okay.
emotional damage.
1
Chance.
point of emotional damage. I wake up 1 point less.
Chance. You fall asleep quickly, tired from all the craziness that has been going on these last heaven knows how long. And your mind drifts into the ether. You see stars. You see the massive orb of Unaria in front of you, and a voice. Patience and wait for this conversation. The war south of you is being handled by others. The war north of you is why I sent you to them. Watch. Be aware.
Okay, I will.
And your dreams are peaceful, floating through the stars. Charles.
What? I never would have guessed.
You dream of school. You dream of not just school, but earlier. The trips you took with your father the cities that you were so excited to visit, the new people, the new experiences. Most admittedly just most of those trips just confined to some inn room or hotel or some domicile that you were told not to leave. Others of those trips, you got to meet some amazing people and cultures not far different than the one you were used to. During one of these trips, this memory, for some reason, standing out above the rest. Your father took you to a gala, a place where artifacts and artwork and all kinds of absolutely beautiful pieces were displayed. Following your father as he leads you and starts talking to you about some of these different places and ancient peoples and things that really got your imagination running. He stops at an old carving. It almost looks like some ancient somebody took a chisel or a hammer and started chiseling into the rock itself. Two forces, two entities encircling, always encircling, each depicted by flame. You can see your father's eyes. There's a flash of greed, a hunger that you don't remember ever seeing in your father's eyes. For he blinks and looks at you, and one eye is pure black, the other eye is pure white. And as your father speaks again, it's not a voice. It's not his voice. You hear the dual tones.
Hmm.
My champion slave. I told you to seek. If you won't, others will. And everything in that dream fades as your father turns and starts walking away. In the morning comes. Dawn reaches the
Wait.
veil.
What does Wrath dream of?
Wrath, what would
Death
you...
sleeps deeply.
Wrath, you do have a dream. It involves a lot of meat that... Not just meat, but the animals and creatures in a forest walk up to you already prepared and skinned
Cooked.
and cooked,
Seasoned.
and
Oh,
they
hello.
they get devoured by you.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Be messy.
Morning, as you were saying. Sorry.
Morning hits. There is a knock at the door to the suite you guys have. And you hear a voice come out of oh, what's her name? Kulena Valna, the dean of House Etrogene. I'm sorry to rouse you so early. Could we possibly chat a bit?
Sure. Come on, everyone, wake up.
I'm up.
Kid.
You all head out, and you
Wait, can
see.
I ask a meta question real quick?
Sure.
Because I remember vaguely getting this set up, but I don't recall if we actually finished it. I needed 10 sets of armor, swords, and shields for my skeletons, and I'd asked Castle to make those for me. Would he have finished those by now, do you think? Or no?
Or do you remember when you asked him?
It was a session or two ago. Oh, it was about a session ago. Yeah, because it was after
What did you ask for?
I
He
needed
went
10
and
sets
got the
of...
supplies. I went
Yeah.
with Castle and we got all the supplies.
Oh, I did.
I
build
think it
those.
was. I think he got the message while we were
Right,
in
because
Yeah.
Arcane
purchased
Attack
all the supplies
Industries.
to build a bunch of sets of armor. I remember that now.
Yeah.
I don't think he
Yes,
was
and I remember I did some rolls.
Okay. So I'll say, go ahead and roll a D100 for me.
A D100.
Yep.
And can you add one more editable NPC for me in my companion section?
You can add it yourself.
Can I?
You'll be able to. Yeah. So,
Oh,
Castle
create
was
actor.
only-
Oh, tight.
Castle was only able to make one of those sets of armor for you.
Okay. Is it about one per day, basically, or if he sat down, how long would it take generally?
Sitting down, it depends.
Okay.
Well, I was spending most of my time rebuilding
You're doing
Risa, so
yeah.
that would be
Okay.
why.
Yeah. So, you guys head out, and just outside your rooms, it seems like a few of the deans have gathered. Dean Valna goes, all right, so we've been in conference and in discussion with the heads of the university and the contacts that we have overseas. What we've been able to gather, details wise, for what's going on over there. the Empire is a bit of a mess right now. Sorry, one second. Let me grab something else. From what our contacts have told us, Winter's Hearth has completely been destroyed, like you said. We just wanted to collaborate, or to
Corroborate.
corroborate. Thank you. That's the right word. South Noir was attacked and destroyed at the exact same time as Winter's Hearth, along with Kofayo and Lethe, other port cities in the Empire. Right now, we've been in contact with a couple of archmagisters in Ai, and their city is under attack. Although it sounds like the army that's attacking them is Clitholdian in nature.
Which city did you just say? I think I missed that.
Ai.
Aye. Okay.
The giant cat.
And also, from the reports from the different mage societies, those armies have not left those cities and are mobilizing to move and march.
They are mobilizing.
They are mobilizing, yes.
Do we have a direction?
No, not yet. This is just what their brief scrying has given. Not a whole lot of details, just no numbers, unfortunately. You don't know how many we're up against.
But at least 2 major cities have been taken.
2 major cities, 1 under siege, and 2 more large but smaller ports.
Do we have any contacts with the Clitholdians?
We don't. We used to have a few in Serene City, but they have gone silent. At least we haven't been able to contact them yet. So, yeah. I will put this out there for the from the headmaster. You have the support of College of the Blue Light. Whatever you might need, we will attempt to supply.
The best thing I could think of to ask from a college is knowledge. We need to know everything about the cult of Zazidus and the Gith.
You see, she starts writing some notes down. All right.
Every research resource possible to know Gith weaponry, Gith culture, Gith legends. The cult of Zazidus, religious figures, history, military tactics, if possible. But we don't know our enemy, and that should be our primary. Every person I've asked has given me nil on who the Gith are. So if you could somehow figure all that out and cast sending at one of us, perhaps Donko, who would be the best. He's awake 24/7.
It's true.
To tell him essentially what you find, if anything, regarding Githyanki eggs, specifically as well.
Okay.
So that's the first research. The second research one is lesser of more specific of a topic, but still important. It is the history of the ruin below Winter's Hearth, if possible. I don't know how much knowledge is there, but there was an artifact there that we were this close to getting. But the Gith were able to swipe it from us, and all we knew was that they wanted some artifact under there very badly. And despite our best efforts, they were still able to get it. So any knowledge on what that might have been is also helpful.
She is furiously writing.
I mean, like, out of character, asking a college to figure out how everything about the Gith is like my best shot, I feel. Like, who better than a frickin' college to do an entire research?
Well, and she even described, as you're kind of ending your request, she goes, "We will pool all of our resources collected through us and other institutions on Okoria. We know a few on Vladith, but not much."
I will shortly, hopefully, we will be going to Feyheim, and we will be able to hopefully redirect some of their libraries and knowledge towards you as well.
Rulani University, right?
Yes.
We were just in contact with a few of the people there, too.
Much of their knowledge will be important, as the 5 ancient heroes that we discussed with you previously.
Yeah.
If they won, we'd like to know how they did it.
All right. We will, again, we'll pool everything together and we'll let you know.
Thank you.
We'll give you a fairly detailed report. We might be able to even send you notes.
Every second counts. And as fast as you can get it, the better.
Will do.
All right. That's all I had to ask. I don't know if anybody else had any questions or requests of the university.
Nope.
Is there someone who would be willing to try and make a custom weapon, or should I leave that for Castle?
Grab some student for their senior project. Hey.
I mean, yeah, if the college has artifacts at their disposal as well that might assist us.
Unfortunately,
Perhaps.
most of the weaponry and artifacts, those kind of things, magic items, were confiscated in the war.
For the war effort. That makes sense. Yes.
Also, don't hesitate to use. I'm assuming, Charles, you have the rune or our teleportation circle here.
That's how we got here.
Don't hesitate to use this as a hub if you need a place of escape we might be able to have, I don't know if any or if many circles on Okoria. I know Rulani University did not have one, or does not have one. The DuPont Mage School in Serene City does, but I don't know what their situation is. I need to, I would want to contact them first. I know the Archmagister in Hong Ai has one, but he's not willing to give that rune up right now. So we do have a little bit of a network that we can send people and things through if needed.
Okay, perfect.
I hope that helps. I wish we had more to offer.
No, this is plenty. And anything helps.
Thank you for alerting us to the situation.
No problems.
How's Milo looking?
Milo won't make eye contact with you.
I've made a lot of eye contact with him. I mean, as in, attempted, but...
He's looking down at the table, looking kind of everywhere else but you.
Okay, that makes me really curious. I'm
that
going to
spot on
subtle
the table?
spellcast Detect Thoughts.
Okay.
I want to know what he's thinking.
Surface thoughts. Whenever a place is mentioned, he has kind of a flash or a memory of that place. When Serene City is mentioned, you can see just a brief flash of an absolutely gorgeous vista of pine trees with a city built on an inlet of this perfect crystal blue water. When Rulani University is mentioned, you see a memory or an image of a very familiar cathedral-like building with a glowing orb at its top.
What building is that?
Well, it was the Rulani University in Feheim.
Oh, okay, got it.
When help, the word help, is mentioned, the surface thought is it's more of a surface emotion, but begrudging.
Okay.
That's all you get unless you want to dig deeper.
No, I'd probably scan the surface thoughts of a few of them.
Most of them are willing. Like they feel like, yes, this is a massive bad thing that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
But he's really the only he's really the only one that is resentful that you were right, almost.
I dig deeper.
Wisdom check or wisdom save?
Yep.
$18.
That's a success.
And I believe
He'll know. I don't care. That's the whole point.
at that point he catches your eye.
Finally.
He looks at you as you are intently staring into his mind and just full on glares at you. Doesn't say
I just
anything.
smile.
He has a scowl to rival all scowls
Beautiful. All right.
on his face.
I've been waiting to say I dig deeper in this campaign for the longest time, and I feel like this is the only time I could actually get away with it. Anyway.
Okay.
And if that's the entirety of the meeting,
That was pretty much it. Yeah, they kind of start conferring on notes and how to divvy it up, and they go, we'll we'll let you know as soon as we know on things, okay?
thank you. Perfect.
And they kind of scurry off, taking the table and chairs with them.
All right. I think an entire college of a research committee is going to be useful. At least I would hope. I'm
Hopefully.
If anyone could get some good research done, it's them.
I would hope so. All right. What's our next step, boys?
Laboratory.
To the laboratory.
I did have a dream last night that kind of clarified the patience thing. But the gist of it was for us to focus on the war in the north of us before we focus on the war in the south.
Hmm.
Because the war to the south of us is being taken care of.
All right. That's all I need to know.
All right.
Yes, in what way can we best help?
That is the question, isn't it? I think we've spent a little... It's been, what, 5 days since we left Misthaven?
Feels like a month, 2 at least, maybe 3.
Has it been a week?
Been about a
Let me
week.
look at my timeline. Give me a sec.
Because we did a lot in a short amount of time.
Let's see. It has been... Holy crap. It has been 3 days since you teleported to Audra's lair.
Go, go,
There's
go.
been a lot in those 3 days, huh?
Yeah. All right.
Would it be rather hasty to try to help the city that's currently under siege?
It might, especially because the army that's facing them isn't a Yugoloth behemoth army.
Okay.
It's
My
people, which-
opinion, if I may, the armies are, I think, a distraction more than anything, because we're just a couple of people. How much can we do on a war front? An ounce of assistance, mainly. There are other wizards and warriors. I say we focus on the grand scheme. We get the crypts, we find the artifacts, we prepare. Because
figure out
we're
what
going to
Castle did
lose.
for all those years.
Yes, we're going to lose cities. There's nothing we can do about that. Death is the side effect of war. I say we do the big things.
I feel like we've been away from Feyheim for a bit too long. Ever since we left for
I would like to check on Wayland.
Misthaven to help them come back from the Bloodletters.
Yeah.
That's how long we've been gone. I feel we should check in with them, see what's going on, see if Misthaven's contacted them, what they're doing, what they're planning, if they're planning. For all we know, Feyheim's idyllically just chilling. But we need to know what the city's doing. That'll be a quick teleport there.
Yeah.
Hopefully we could grab something as well, maybe. And then I don't know.
Sounds like a good start.
Maybe we could find out what to do next in Feyheim or Misthaven. I feel like there are those who have been in the country for longer than us who might have a better idea of what's priority.
Side note, did you guys move back into your suite of rooms?
Yeah.
By the way, I uploaded that little map doodle into
We still
Drive.
we still kind of need to know if we need to pursue that artifact that we almost found. Huh?
You hear from the corner of the room, I would much love to hear about the artifact. Please? You look over and Solthroon is standing in the corner.
In his Mind Flayer form or his disguise form?
Seems to be physical form.
But like visually, Mind Flayer or...
Mind Flayer, yeah.
You sneaky octopus! How did you get in here?
Chance started drawing his sword at like the first moment that he heard someone talking before realizing who it was.
As Chance starts to draw his sword, Solthroon looks at each of you. I think a conversation is overdue.
Mhm.
And that's where we're going to end tonight.
Sounds
Yes. Nice. Okay.
Good old Solthroon.
good. I was gonna say for Wrath, an octopus is just 7 legs away from being really close to a seahorse.
True.
Awesome.
We got a lot to do.
I think we did. I think this was productive. Getting
Yep.
an entire university to research a topic that we don't know a lot about is
Yes.
probably the most knowledge we're gonna get.
Yeah.
And if like we have theories, we've been like throwing out theories like, oh, maybe the egg's a bomb, maybe it's like a weapon. We know it's a weapon of destruction at least, but we don't know how or where or why or what, you know. So anything we can get from that kind of stuff, or just anything about them, would be good. Oh.
I'm going to bed.
All right.
Catch you later.
See you, home skillets.